feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll still be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll still be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. Got reason, if you wanna go eat, you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
Try, you just might get a little bit of trouble. Get a little bit of trouble. You will never see me.
So damn, you better be careful. I got an angel and devil. He snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel. I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks. I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Love it. Love those intros. Izzy, you're awesome. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dublin, the Temple Bar District. It's going to be fun tonight. Got a live cam down there for you. Blow that up. Let them look at that real quick. Let's see what that looks like on a bigger picture. Hey, Roxanne. Tingle, tingle. All things pink and possible. That's one of the most famous, iconic bars in all of Europe there, the Temple Bar. 48 Temple Bar. Hey, Jackie. Jackie, welcome, welcome. Broska and moderator extraordinaire TWP Popcorn in the house. Janine. Hey, IVB creates. Tingle. How about a big skull? Named after me. Yeah, we'll have some fun tonight. There's Sherry Pop, lighting it up. KY Philly Diamond, painting and more. AKA Sherry Pop. Tongue clicking. Tingle. Yeah. Feeling all right, guys? Good stream we had last night. Yes, we're St. Patrick's Day today. Live streaming from Dublin here. We got a couple of fun things we'll do tonight for you. I'll read you a little documentary about all of this, and then we'll bring our special guest up and do a little short story together. Sound check. Oh, cool, says Roxanne. Janine. How you doing, Pink? Hey, Mishi. Mishi's crocheting in the house. Welcome, darling. Izzy's got some great music back there playing for us and some wonderful overlays I can't wait for you to see. Duchess of Darkness. Duchess. Mishi Pop. Izzy. How you doing? Oh, I miss being on here regular. Man, we did 6 days in a row in Mardi Gras. I hit a brick wall. I couldn't do nothing for 9 days. Man, I'm getting flare up. I feel like I'm starting to get better. Oh, Wolf in the house. Yeah, welcome to the Insane Reading Show. I'm your host, Scully Pop, where the entertainment doesn't stop. I read my novels. I've written a bunch of short stories, other works in the public domain, and submissions from people like you. Hey, Pat's fan, welcome, buddy. Oh, you hit a good one there. IVB Creates got a membership. Hey, Angela Critters. Tingle. Hey, Mishi gifted 1 Scully Pop membership. Kim Walsh was gifted a membership by Mishi's Crochet Nut. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to entertain you a little bit tonight. You take a break and relax. Handcrafted by Chucky. Thank you so much, Mishi. So, anybody doing anything special for St. Patrick's Day today? We've got our live cam from Dublin down there. We'll leave that in the background. I love that, Izzy. That's a great. Look at how cool that is, y'all. Izzy never ceases to amaze me that she takes it to another level every time she makes a video. Yay! Yeah, let's scare the dickens out of everybody here real quick. Scare the dickens out of. Awesome. I love those. We got to get some more of those, Izzy. You can get her to do stuff like that for you too. Hey, Susie B. Susie Pa. Scuss. Pat's fan. It's my granddaughter's birthday today. Big 10. Cool. 1010's my number. Hey, Dara Dio in the house. Awesome. Susie B. Hello, how are you? I'm doing all right. Trying to get out of this flare up and forget about it. Move on with it. Pain makes you remember you're alive, right? Somebody once told me that. Yeah, we'll read a little documentary tonight, and then our special guest can come up and read a short story that I wrote yesterday, fresh off the press. Don't forget, we've got a couple of novels coming up in the months ahead of us. As soon as I can get back to 100%, I'm going to get that going. And we'll have the Emerald Wonderland book. We'll have the Awakening about the aliens, and then we'll have the Carnival Crew about the Mardi Gras. That's a really good one, Carnival Crew. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Look at that awesome overlay. Anybody ever been to Dublin? My gosh, I think they drink more beer than anybody. Oh, that's pretty cool. How you added the rain. Wow. Didn't you tell me that you added rain to that? It looks so real. Oh, yeah. The iconic Temple Bar. I think that's oh, wow, that's a good rendition right there. Lawless in the world. Lawless. Hey, buddy. How you doing, Lawless? Tingle. Lawless got his own emoji. Look. Check it out. Lawless. Oh, stretch my back a little bit and get to reading. Oh, yeah. Slow-mo. Lawless. How you doing, Susie? You taking a break tonight? It's one busy YouTuber, Susie B. Taking it slow-mo. There. Test. Testing. Whoop. Blaster. Super wow. Super tingles. Temple Bar, where St. Patrick meets commerce. Y'all, I worked hard on this documentary today. I couldn't stand it. I had to go through it again, repolish, try to get some advice on how something might be cliche. Got it to rewrite with me, and then we got it done. But I put the final touches on it a few hours ago, what I'm about to read. And as you heard there a second ago, it's the title of the documentary is Temple Bar, where St. Patrick meets commerce. Beat, you out there? Beat. Beat after beat. Beat after beat. Where are you, beat? Angela Critters. You can still be first on my last video. Oh, hell yeah. Well, I better not press too many buttons right now. Good evening, Susanna. Welcome. So yeah, y'all see that live cam down there from Dublin, Ireland, in front of the Temple Bar? Kind of where all this started, you know. So what we got? A little tale here for you, a little documentary. Temple Bar, where St. Patrick meets commerce. The bass from 3 different sound systems collides in the narrow alley connecting Fleet Street to Essex Street. A group of Spanish tourists navigate around a puddle of spilled beer while 2 Dublin teenagers, perched on a windowsill, comment on passing costumes. It's 3 p.m. on March 17th in Temple Bar. And the district has transformed into something that defies simple categorization. Everyone's got an opinion about what happens here today, says Darren O'Rourke, wiping down the bar counter at the Temple pub during a rare quiet moment. Cultural apocalypse or vital tradition, depending who you ask. O'Rourke's been managing this pub, possibly the most photographed in Ireland, for 12 years. The brick facade with its distinctive and red paint has become a symbol of Dublin itself, featured on countless postcards and Instagram feeds. Today, he'll oversee the serving of roughly 7,000 pints before closing, requiring military-grade logistics and a staff triple the usual size. We start preparing in January, O'Rourke explains, checking inventory sheets as a fresh delivery of kegs arrives through the back entrance. It's not just ordering extra Guinness, it's security plans, staffing schedules, coordination with neighboring businesses and police. This day funds a significant portion of our annual operations. Temple Bar's transformation from neglected urban zone to tourism epicenter mirrors St. Patrick's Day on evolution. Both were reinvented in relatively recent history. The medieval district narrowly escaped demolition in the 1980s, saved by architectural preservationists and reimagined through the Temple Bar Renewal Project of 1991. Meanwhile, the feast day, once a solemn religious observance marked primarily by church attendance, was gradually transformed into an international celebration, largely through the influence of the Irish diaspora, particularly in America. Most people don't know. They don't realize St. Patrick's Day parades started in Boston and New York. Green beer, the party atmosphere, all American innovations that we exported back to Ireland. At 78, Fitzpatrick has witnessed the celebration's transformation firsthand. His fingers, still nimble on fiddle strings, have played these tunes on 57 consecutive St. Patrick days. He doesn't romanticize the past or condemn the present, just adapts his set list to the changing crowd, mixing familiar standards like Whiskey in the Jar with more complex traditional pieces when he senses receptive listeners. Music finds its audience, he says simply, nodding toward a group of French tourists who've stopped their conversation to listen intently to a haunting slow air. Doesn't matter where they're from. Bay Ross. Susie B. Tales told in the dark of the horror. Creative craft. Welcome. Narrate. The Pack Pub represents just one facet of Temple Bar's complex identity. Though often dismissed, check. Start that over. Look at all those crazy people, man. Having a good time. Hey, Firefly. Scuss. Got your earbuds, push them in deep. The Pack Pub represents just one facet of Temple Bar's complex identity. Though often dismissed as merely a tourist trap, the district houses significant cultural institutions that benefit from the commercial activity surrounding them. The Irish Film Institute, with its archives of national cinema, shares the same streets as souvenir shops selling mass-produced shamrock merchandise. The National Photographic Archive stands across from the pubs advertising authentic Irish breakfasts of dubious provenance. Outside on Crown Alley, John Burns supervises a quick cleaning intervention. This Dublin City Council maintenance crew will perform targeted cleanups throughout the day before the major operation tonight. Workers in high visibility vests maneuver between revelers and practice efficiency, emptying overflowing bins and clearing potential hazards. 20 tons of rubbish will collect before morning, he says, watching a worker power wash a section of cobblestone. About 4 times a normal Saturday night. Burns speaks with the pragmatism of someone who sees the city at its most vulnerable moments. His team will work through the night after celebrations end, ensuring that by morning, little evidence remains of the previous day's excess. This invisible labor makes it possible the district's continuous reinvention. Night to day, from celebration to business as usual. Woo rider. Scuss. Face-ka. Tingle. Donna Pop. I see you, Donna. Live cam, Dublin, Ireland. Yeah, we have good time tonight. The economic impact of today's festivities is undeniable. St. Patrick's Day generates about £70 million for Dublin's economy, with Temple Bar capturing a significant share. This commercial success subsidizes the district's less profitable cultural institutions, which operate year-round alongside the pubs and souvenir shops. At Meeting House Square, a food festival showcases contemporary Irish cuisine beyond stereotypical dishes. Chef Dorina Allen demonstrates a modernized boxty recipe to an international audience. The traditional potato pancake appears with locally foraged herbs and Irish artisanal cheese, representing the evolution of Irish food culture. Irish food isn't just corned beef and cabbage, she tells the crowd. This is actually an Irish American dish. Our cuisine's about local ingredients prepared with respect, about tradition, openness, innovation. Channa. Her words might equally apply to Temple Bar itself, a place that honors its architectural heritage while continuously adapting to changing economic and cultural pressures. The buildings, many dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, now house businesses and institutions that would have been unimaginable to their original inhabitants. Yet the medieval street patterns remain, forcing contemporary crowds to navigate pathways designed for a different era entirely. This physical constraint contributes to the distinctive atmosphere of Temple Bar on St. Patrick's Day. By mid-afternoon, the narrow streets create a density of celebration unlike anything else in Dublin. Movement through the main thoroughfares slows to a shuffle. Music from different venues bleeds together. Conversations happen at increased volume. The effect is immersive and disorienting as spatial boundaries blur alongside cultural runs. It's hot, dude. By 5 p.m., the district reaches peak density. The parade is long concluded and participants have joined the general festivities. The demographic mix is striking. Middle-aged American tourists in brand new Aran sweaters converse with Brazilian students. German families navigate around groups of British revelers, while Dublin locals move with the practiced efficiency of those who know exactly which side streets to use to avoid the worst congestion. Irish culture has always been adaptable. The dance has evolved over centuries, influenced by different traditions. So as evening approaches, the celebration fragments into multiple experiences. Traditional music sessions continue in some venues while others feature Irish rock bands or DJs. Restaurants serve everything from conventional Irish stew to innovative fusion cuisine. The gallery of photography stays open late. 20 years on March 17th, featuring portraits taken in Temple Bar. What fascinates me isn't whether this is authentic Ireland. It's watching how celebration creates momentary connections between strangers. Those connections are visible everywhere. In shared songs, impromptu dances, conversations between visitors from different countries. For all its commercial aspects, Temple Bar on St. Patrick's Day functions as a liminal space where usual social boundaries temporarily dissolve. A Brazilian student teaches an Irish dance step to a middle-aged American couple. A Dublin teenager explains the lyrics of a traditional song to an attentive Japanese visitor. These moments of genuine human connection occur within a framework designed primarily for commerce. The contradiction is neither surprising nor necessarily problematic. Throughout history, markets and festivals have served dual purposes, facilitating economic activity while creating space for social interaction and cultural expression. Temple Bar exists in the tension between cultural aspiration and commercial reality. Says City Councilor Mannix Flynn. Of course, I wish some aspects were different, he admits. Fewer tourist trap businesses, more support for independent shops and cultural venues. But the alternative wasn't some idealized cultural haven. It was demolition. The reality of urban preservation is that buildings need economic purpose. Scratch that paragraph. Check. Hey, Janica. Joan, what's up, Joan? Glad you made it. Cool music. The most visible example is traditional Irish music, which flourishes in Temple Bar partly because of tourist interest. Pubs throughout the district employ musicians year-round. As night deepens, the celebration evolves again. Families with children have largely departed. The crowd skews younger and more international. The distinct St. Patrick's Day atmosphere, green accessories, Irish music, themed drinks, begins to blend with the general nightlife culture of any European city. At the Temple Bar pub, a diverse group has gathered around Tommy Fitzpatrick's traditional music session. What began as a performance has evolved into a participatory event. A young Irish woman teaches the chorus of The Wild Rover to visitors from Spain, Germany, and Japan. The simple melody and call response pattern transcend language barriers. Soon, a dozen voices join each repetition of No, Nay, Never. The scene, international visitors engaging with Irish, designed partly for tourists, encapsulates the complexity of Temple Bar on St. Patrick's Day. And by midnight, some venues begin to close while others prepare for late licenses. The crowd in the street gradually thins. John Burns' cleaning crew begins their major operation, working zone by zone to restore order to the district. Their high-pressure hoses wash away the physical evidence of celebration. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Blood. How you doing, buddy? Joan Scott. Only 5 hours ahead. I'd still be waking up. How's she doing, Janica? As the process unfolds, Temple Bar gradually reveals its underlying structure. medieval street pattern, the preserved architecture. Spontaneous verse of the parting glass breaks out among a mixed group. Some know every word. Others catch on by the second chorus. For a moment, the distinctions between insider and outsider blur. Perhaps that's the most authentic thing about Temple Bar on St. Patrick's Day. Not any particular expression of Irishness, but the human desire to connect through celebration. In that desire, something genuine emerges. From the seemingly artificial, something lasting from the apparently temporary. Dawn breaks over Temple Bar. The last cleaning crews complete their work. The district appears transformed. Tomorrow, Temple Bar will return to its regular rhythms. The green will fade, the crowd will thin. But the complex dance between preservation and reinvention will continue. Just as it had since the ancient district was saved from demolition and given a new purpose. Ongoing negotiation between past and present, between local and global. Temple Bar reflects broader questions about how cultures adapt to changing circumstances while maintaining connection to their roots. There are no simple answers. As the first morning light illuminates the eastern facades of Temple Bar's buildings, it reveals architectural details often missed in the bustle of daily activity. In this moment between night and day, between celebration and ordinary life, Temple Bar reveals its true character. Not as a theme park version of Ireland or a cynical commercial venture, but as a living urban space, negotiating the tension between memory and reinvention. The complexity of this negotiation defies simple judgment. What remains clear is that without the commercial success of areas like Temple Bar, much of Dublin's heritage might have been lost. So as Dublin awakens to a new day, Temple Bar stands as a testament to the messy, contradictory process of urban evolution. A process that, like St. Patrick's Day itself, contains elements of commercialization, authentic expression of global influence and local traditions, all coexisting in productive tension. I should have rewrote that last paragraph. Shit. Hey, David, member for 4 months. Awesome. Stitching it up. Jenny. Oh, let me stretch my back for a minute. Wild man, what's up? Wild man's in the house. Awesome. That concludes our documentary for Temple Bar. Gonna chill out for a minute and I'll bring my special guest up. Anybody guess who that is? How you doing, Jenny? Dave's not here, man. What a dragoon. Good, she says. I'm doing good. I'm doing good too. Izzy Pop. I was gonna call you Izzy Pop. Izzy Skull.
Holy skull.
Oh my God, you scared the dickens out of me. I mean,
It's your
bad.
turn.
You scared me bad just now. Holy
Oh.
moly.
You called her?
I was about to lean back in my chair when you came on. I bounced up out of it, man. I was like, whoa.
Well, thank you, Janica. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool too. The balloon drop.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that somewhere Scully's got a long hairpin, you know, a pin and popping at every balloon bubble.
You did some great work on these overlays, man. They're cool looking.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Let me show you a
Like a
big
different
face
world over there.
here. There me is.
Oh, yeah. I think that was an actual shot. That last picture.
Hmm. See how I made Dublin come out more?
Yeah.
Breathe. And a pot of gold.
Nice.
And
nice.
My shirt
doing,
actually,
Donna?
my shirt says this is my lucky shirt.
Does it?
Yeah, I could have used it a couple days ago, you know.
So what's been going on with you? Izzy, how you doing with your channel?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I've been
I did the
doing a
St.
lot of
Patty's.
lives, huh?
Yeah, well, I have to.
Yeah. Y'all get on over there and check Izzy's channel out, and also you can hook up with her if you need some design work or video
Hey,
production.
Khadijah.
Hey, Khadijah, welcome in. Good evening. 815 for a 3D printed P47
God, Donna.
Thunderbolt.
Hey, Roxy. Roxanne.
How you doing,
Which I
sweet
believe
love?
is. Are you John Boy, by the way?
John Boy.
The Roxanne.
No, that's
I
not
don't
John
know.
Boy. I've been
The
doing
avatar
rock
looks
for about 5 years.
The avatar was similar, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're old buds.
There's a river dance, y'all. The music's pretty good with that right now. Yeah, I have a channel. Screw you, Native. You know I got a
Khadijah, I'm
channel.
glad you can make it.
Native
Native Wild
trying to start
Man.
stuff. Yeah, he told me, Rox. I didn't know.
Let me stand up and work off my phone for a minute while we say hey to everybody.
Hey to everybody. Thank you, Native Wildman. Gifted membership to
awesome,
80
Native.
Pickle.
Maybe 80 will get the email and
Notification.
come by. Ooh, have to stand up for a minute. Get stoved up.
You feel taller?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I had to, like, when I went to my chiropractor, you know, he said my left leg had shifted by 2 inches, my hips. So I had to get all that straightened out, you know. And it's no
Literally.
wonder my back's been hurting so bad. But what are you going to do? Like you said, you know, at least you feel, you know, you're alive still when you're in pain, but however you want to convince yourself, you know. Says Janica. So what else is going on, Izzy?
Nothing with me.
Oh, okay.
Today I did a St. Patty's Day where the 10, I mean not 10, there was 20 facts about St. Patrick's Day
Oh, cool.
itself. And
Thank you.
yeah.
I don't know. I got both my father and my mother's father. They had Irish, roots. You can see kind of like a little reddish tint of my hair sometimes, like that golden brown color. But then I got my other grandmother that's Puerto Rican, so.
Needless to say, I have red hair. My daughter has red hair. My grandma had red hair. My mom has auburn hair. We are Irish. Irish.
Jenny's dropping them dimes.
Irish. Irish is
Hell yeah.
smiling.
Jenny. Give Jenny a thing. Super chat.
Thing?
Or whatever we call those things.
Oh, okay. I'm giving you a thing.
Give native one. Oh my God, those are so obnoxious. I love it. Y'all can get that too. She can make stuff like that for y'all. Reach out to Izzy, man. Let's see if I can put her link in the chat.
TWP did earlier.
Oh, he did? Okay.
I always can count on TWP.
Yeah.
And Blood's in the chat too. I don't think he knows what my channel link is actually.
Blood, he's
It's
more
a
of a
biggie.
poster child over here for us. So
I know he's a
we
door.
don't,
He's
we
a
don't
door.
want him to work too hard.
He's a doorman, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Khadijah. If I was to send
weird buttons here.
If I was to send a super chat or anything like that, I would get kicked off.
Oh, Khadijah, thank you. Let me see if I did this right. Yeah, there we go. There's Izzy's
Oh,
link.
Benny Loco's in the house.
Benny! That's
Thank
Benny
you.
Loco 007, License to Chill, right there. Thank you, guys. Gosh.
Where, Scully?
Huh?
You said right there. There she is, right there. Where? Just
Where?
playing. You're late.
You're
You
late.
ain't gonna say it. I will.
Where the hell you been? I'm standing up if y'all can't tell right now.
We can tell. You're yelling.
Yeah, you got my hall voice. I'm out here
No,
in
we
the
got
hall
your
getting
we
the
got your
milk,
loud voice.
getting my Irish whiskey ready. Don't they put
Yeah.
that in the coffee?
Yeah.
In that Irish coffee?
Irish
Yeah.
cream. Irish cream.
Okay, they put cream in it.
Well, it's I don't know. I know nothing. I'm just imagining things. Who was that?
Number
Benny
one.
Loco. Oh, hold on. Benny Loco in a super chat.
I think we got to hit Khadijah too, don't we?
Did we hit them
No,
twice?
we
No,
had
no, we
Jenny and
didn't.
Wild Man.
Okay, here we go.
This one's for you.
Oh Lord,
Did
somebody's hitting.
you,
Benny
I didn't
Loco,
touch
18
nothing.
months. Tingle Room. We got to do
Damn,
the
year and a
Tingle Room
half.
too. 26 months for me. 2 years and 2 months. Where now? Oh, there it is. There's about enough of that.
Welcome to the Insane Reading Show. I'm your host, Scully Pop.
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy, she says. Okay, my darling, how you doing tonight?
Are you talking to me? You talking
Yeah.
to me? Oh, okay, well.
Come on, let's hear your Irish accent. Didn't you say you practiced?
Yes, I did, but I did it with the story. I can't do it on cue. I'm not an actor. I just play one on YouTube.
Y'all gonna like this short story that I wrote yesterday. It's got a kind of a corny ending, but I had to make it short, so I didn't have time to think that much. It's, I mean, more than cliche how I end it, but it's pretty cool up till that point. Got 3 solid chapters, so Izzy's gonna be reading the female parts.
Thank God.
I know. It just
hey,
strains my voice so bad to do the female voices. I can't do it, man.
I was just reading Janica's mind.
Kahlua. Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, that is good. Kahlua.
I used to get like bushwhackers and put Kahlua and Bailey's in my coffee. Actually, I would put Kahlua, Bailey's, and Frangelico in my coffee.
That was a mixed drink. Literally.
Hell, look at that. That's cool, man.
River dance, y'all.
She made all these animations, y'all. You can tell her what you want, and she can animate it for you. I mean, we're in the evolution of this right now. It's the worst it'll be, you know. I don't see, that looks like stock footage to me, slowed down maybe.
I told you that.
Yeah, but AI can almost create that, you know, but you can still tell it's a little bit off.
Yeah.
Hey, Meep's in the house. You have Irish? Yeah, me too, buddy.
Hey, Meeps.
Scully's my last name, you know. Oh, Scully's. And my mama's side were the Mains, M-E-Y-N, Maine. Maybe they were German, actually. You know, I need to check on that. But my other grandmother was from Puerto Rico, so she had a lot of Indian kind of influence. Benny Tingle. Scuss, 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 scuss. Benny Tingle, tingle, tingle. Janica, Janica, Janica. Boom, chicka, rah. Boom, chicka.
Thank you, Benny.
Kitty, 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 kitty. People never been here like, what the hell's he doing? Y'all, we got a character in the story today. His name is Jack Daniels. He had to endure a lifetime of whiskey jokes about his name. He's
Scully,
smiling down at his wife.
Did you ever go to the Bushwhacker Festival?
No, I did not. Maybe we should do a documentary on that. Look
Shut
at
up,
your
Donna.
kitty cat icon.
I know, you're just now noticing it.
I don't even know what the Bushwhacker Festival is. Yoda, you're late.
Yoda. What did I tell you earlier? Said be on time.
He's like, screw y'all.
Yeah.
Just come here for the tingles.
Said the Bushwhacker Festival
Look
is an
at-
annual
look at-
event. That is an annual event held in Pensacola Beach, Florida, celebrating the iconic Bushwhacker
Oh, I
cocktail.
do know that festival. I
A
know it's something
boozy-
sounded familiar about it.
A boozy chocolate-flavored milkshake with live music, entertainment, and of course, plenty of bushwhackers. The freak
Donna,
is
do
a
you know if
bushwhacker?
they have a cam from over there? A live cam? We could do a murder mystery over there or something, you know? Right. Create some kind of. I need to get, that's what I need to do. I need to write a mystery, and give everybody a chance to kind of guess what happens and maybe give a prize or something, maybe an autograph book. I don't know.
Irish eyes are smiling.
Oh my
What?
God. That sounded pretty good. Yeah, the Floribama. I know that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, Floribama. They did a
I've been there a few times.
they did a I forgot what it was. Not important. I was 40 minutes late, Yoda and Izzy, and I didn't get yelled at. That's because we like you more than we do you. No, just playing. We like you equal. But I didn't. I'm not going to fuss at you, Jenny, ever.
There's 20 of y'all out there. Share it out if you
Oh, my-
can.
Don't start, Thor. I'm telling you, dude. I got one kicking me in the back of the head, and the other one's grabbing my arm off the chair.
Mm.
Donna says, I don't know. I haven't been in that part of the Gulf since it was still Mexico. Oh, God. Yeah, that's it. Floribama.
What was that you
That's
said?
awesome.
That's about as far politically as I'll go, but you said that we can change New Mexico to New
Yeah, are they going to
America.
change it? Are they going to change New Mexico to New America? But when I asked that question, somebody in the chat said, "Well, that's up to the state itself." I don't think any of the states have anything to do with anything. Benny says, "Hell yeah," and she says it loudly without a megaphone.
Look what neat, bro.
Anyway, I've had a bad day. I went to the doctor's and she said, "Meep, you only have 3 minutes to live." I said, "Well, what can I do in that time?" She said, "Well, Meep, you could boil an egg."
Channa.
Yes, I do,
Channa
Jenny.
Z.
Jenny, just don't tell anybody. It's our secret. No, Yoda says, "I know who is your fave." No, you don't. No, you don't.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I'm gonna
Okay.
leave the live cam up, and
Yeah.
that way I won't have to keep switching back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, let's see.
And y'all be good in the chat so I don't have to come back in there. I'm just playing. I'll call it Gulf of Mexico still. I will too. And look, I looked at it on Google Earth today, well, yesterday, and it said Gulf of America. Izzy, know what you call a tater with a tallywhacker? I didn't want to say the other word. A dictator.
Roxanne. I guess
This
when
is
I'm
not
narrating,
all.
just watch the chat and stuff while I narrate.
Did you hear what Donna says, "Where are the boobies?" That was
Damn, we
Mardi
got
Gras.
23 people in here, is he?
they're ready for it.
Wow. Awesome.
3 of them are mine.
yeah.
Donna, Janica, and who
Uh,
else was it? Donna and Janica. That's it. That's it. That's all. Our bear has returned already. Oh, it has? I guess it's out of hibernation. She's got black bears all in her yard. I modified that joke from the opening salvo.
All right,
to the
let's pivot
velvet
back to
things.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh my
I
God.
don't,
Okay, let's do
I
it.
don't need a political thread.
That's not what was going on. I don't think so.
So the name of the short story I wrote yesterday is The Temple Bar Conspiracy. Chapter 1 is called The Arrival. Emma Daniels tucked a strand of copper red hair behind her ear as she peered up at the weathered facade of 48 Temple Bar. The pub's crimson exterior was even more vibrant than in the countless photos they'd studied before their trip. Its hanging flower baskets swaying gently in the crisp March breeze.
So this is the famous Temple Bar. Just like in all the guidebooks.
Jack Daniels, who had endured a lifetime of whiskey jokes about his name, smiled down at his wife. At 35, he still had the same boyish grin that had captivated her in college. Yep, ground zero for every American tourist in Dublin. Are we being too cliche?
We're literally wearing matching green sweaters in Ireland. I think we passed cliche about 10 miles back.
It was Tuesday afternoon, 4 days before St. Patrick's Day. They had arrived that morning after an exhausting overnight flight from Boston, but neither wanted to waste a moment of their week-long second honeymoon by napping at their hotel. After 10 years of marriage and the last 3 spent trying unsuccessfully to have a child, they needed this getaway. Well, when in Dublin, Jack pushed open the heavy wooden door of the pub, releasing a wave of warm conversation and traditional Irish music into the street. The interior was exactly what Emma had hoped for. Dark wood paneling, memorabilia covering nearly every inch of wall space, and a long, polished bar that had served patrons for nearly 3 centuries. Despite its being only mid-afternoon on a weekday, the place was packed, the mixed tourists and locals creating a convivial buzz. They squeezed through the crowd toward the bar, Jack leading the way. As they waited to order, Emma noticed a door behind the bar. Ordinary except for an unusual symbol etched into the wood. Something like an intertwined tree and Celtic knot. When the bartender moved in front of it, she glimpsed the symbol glowing faintly green, but she blinked and it was just wood again.
What'll it
be?
No, stop.
Okay.
It's a woman.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm out of whack now.
Check.
What'll it be?
Two Guinnesses, please.
First time in Dublin?
Bartender, her name tag read Shaban, was already tilting glasses under the tap with practiced precision.
That obvious, huh?
Shaban's lips quirked.
Just a bit. Here for Paddy's Day, I assume.
Jack nodded enthusiastically. It's our second honeymoon. 10 years married this month.
Congratulations.
Shaban slid 2 pints across the bar, the dark stout top with perfect creamy heads.
First round's on the house, then for good luck. Thank you.
Emma raised her glass in a toast, but her attention was drawn to a commotion near the back of the pub. A tall, silver-haired man in an expensive-looking suit was arguing with one of the staff. Though they kept their voices low, their body language was tense. The man jabbed his finger at a watch, then at the mysterious door Emma had noticed earlier. The staff member shook his head firmly, and the silver-haired man's face darkened with anger.
Don't mind him.
She
That's just
followed.
Malcolm Byrne. Thinks he owns the place because his family's been here in Dublin forever. Whoops.
What's he so worked up about? Something flickered across Shaban's face. Concern, perhaps, or wariness.
Nothing important. Just a private event happening later. Some folks get particular about traditions, especially this time of year.
Emma took a sip of her Guinness, savoring the rich, slightly bitter taste. As she lowered her glass, she noticed Malcolm Burns staring directly at them from across the room. His pale blue eyes narrowed. A chill ran down her spine, entirely at odds with the pub's warmth. 7 days until the equinox, he said to the staff member, his voice carrying suddenly in a brief lull of conversation. The order won't wait. Shaban cleared her throat loudly.
Why don't you two grab that table by the window? Just opened up. Better view of the musicians.
As they made their way to the table, Emma glanced back at Malcolm Byrne. But he had disappeared. The door behind the bar, however, was now ajar, revealing a steep staircase descending into darkness. Before she could point it out to Jack, the door swung shut.
Did you see that?
See what? Jack was already people watching, his attention captured by a group of locals teaching some German tourists a drinking song.
Nothing. Just that man was weird, right? And what's the order?
Jack grinned. Probably just some fancy club for rich old Dubliners. You know how these old European cities love their private societies. He raised his glass. To us, and to a week of absolutely normal tourist activities with no mysteries or weirdness whatsoever.
To us.
But as night fell outside the windows of Temple Bar and more patrons packed in, Emma couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Twice more she saw staff members slip through the mysterious door, and once she could have sworn she'd heard chanting coming from below. Though Jack insisted it was just the bass from the traditional music session in the corner. When they finally left the pub 3 hours later, pleasantly tipsy and eager for dinner, Emma glanced back at the building. In an upstairs window, a figure stood watching them. Malcolm Byrne, his silver hair gleaming in the streetlights. As their eyes met, he raised his hand in what might have been a greeting or a warning. Come on, I'm starving. Emma followed, pushing her way her unease. They were in Dublin for a vacation, not to get caught up in local drama. Whatever was happening at Temple Bar, it had nothing to do with them. She would realize how wrong she was exactly 12 hours later, when they returned to find the pub transformed, the door with the Celtic symbol standing wide open, and Malcolm Byrne waiting for them with a proposition that would change their lives forever. Chapter 1. Awesome. Got a good flow to it, doesn't it? Shauna. Oh, yeah. I like that music.
I do too. I've been dancing a jig the whole time. Not really. Sounded good. Hostile. Irish style, yeah.
It just blows me away, like, because in New Orleans you got all the jazz and all that other stuff, but like this music and this kind of crowd, it just like breeds energy, you know, like it looks so energetic, you know. And then you get these pockets of people singing songs, and all the pubs are playing music, live music.
You know what their kind of famous song is? It's really not that lilty. It's on Old Danny Boy.
Okay.
You know, that's really.
How does that go?
I'm
Danny Boy.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Oh, Danny Boy. Yeah, D. Martin sang it too, I think. Dancing a what? a jig. Silly girl.
Y'all wait till you see what I did, how I wrote the next chapters. It's crazy. Just so creative with it, you know. I'm glad Donna got to come tonight.
Yeah, the pipes are calling Danny boy. Yeah.
It looks like you could body surf through that crowd.
I can't see it. I'm behind my email.
If somebody gets hurt, they just body surf them out of there, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They had an ambulance in the old stream trying to get through that crowd.
I saw that.
It was nuts.
Okay, first of all, I want to just focus everyone to the balloons above Temple Bar. If Scully was there, he'd be popping every one of them. He is the grand balloon popper.
That's right.
Pop every balloon you can, whenever you can.
King Pop.
King Pop, there you go. Scully pop, pop, pop. It's like Izzy pop, pop, pop. I can't believe you called me Izzy Pop. Hey, Jody.
Jody Scott. Where's she at?
Right there.
Hey, Marketplace. Good evening. Oh.
Can I help pop them? Sure can, Joan. It looks like fun, doesn't it? Temple Bar. I want to go there and sing. Good luck. You see the crowd. But that is about bagpipes, right? Aren't bagpipes? They're both Scottish and
yeah,
Irish.
It's definitely on my bucket list to go to this one day. Don't know if it'll ever happen. That's quite a trip.
It would take me about 45 minutes to get to Dublin.
Look, I've flown to Europe 7 times there and back. So I've got flown into London, Frankfurt, all kind of places, and it's quite a trip. I mean, it'll take it out of you. Even when you're young, you know, it's like, Dennis. Dennis has been here, I believe. He was here earlier.
He said, hey, Scully. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis.
Excuse. I think those balloons are actually plastic balls.
Could be. Probably. They don't move very much.
I saw him put it up.
Aren't you special?
I'm just trying to get my back settled and catch my breath for a minute.
All right. No hurry, no rush. Meep said, I've traveled across the sea in 1997 in the middle of a storm. Scary stuff. P&O ferry. Huge thing. Wow. I wouldn't be on a ferry. It's too much water around me. Chet Atkins did an upbeat version of Danny Boy. Oh, Danny Boy. Well, thank you, Betty.
It would be a blast.
Oh, I didn't know they were Irish too. Or did I? Thinking back to the Irish bars I've been to, where guys were guys wearing skirts. More than likely.
I can't wait till I get into a flow with publishing these books, because honestly, once you get the hang of it, you know, it goes pretty quick. But like, for example, tonight, we could take the short story and make a short book out of it, you know, just like clockwork. Or maybe we do 3 or 4 short stories in one.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Because I've got
collage.
I've got at least a dozen or more stories that I've written in the past year, short stories, and I've got 2 full novels that I've written in the past year, and also the Emerald project we did. We're going to turn that into a book. So there's like 3 or 4 more books right on the horizon.
Hey, Nora's in the house.
Hey.
Nora.
Good evening, Nora. I see you there. All right, we're about to carry on with our story here in just a second.
Like we weren't
So
carrying
tell
on
him what's
before.
happened so far, real quick, Izzy.
Okay, the protagonists in the story are the husband and wife who are in Ireland, in Dublin, for the festivities of St. Paddy's Day, and she her roots are of Irish descent. I better not say too much, but they went into a bar that's got a secret door in the back and behind the bar, and that's where you'll find out. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
Is her name Siobhan or Siobhan? How do you pronounce it? With a B or a V? Siobhan or Siobhan?
Does it matter?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Because a B and a V, I mean, it just sounds the same when you're saying it on the thing. But she's a bartender. She is a bartender, and then we have an antagonist, which is Mr. Byrne, and he's like thinks he owns Dublin because his people were from there. You know, he's long bloodline. Yeah, that too. Hey, Misty Free Spirit, welcome.
Misty, welcome to the show.
Oh my
Glad
God,
to see
Donna.
you. So yeah,
Donna.
we got chapter 2. It's called The Lost Medallion. The next morning dawned gray and drizzly, perfectly matching Emma's mood as she nursed a mild hangover in their hotel room. After leaving Temple Bar, they'd wandered into another pub, then another, sampling Irish whiskeys and trading life stories with friendly locals until well past midnight.
Remind me again why we thought drinking at 3 different pubs was a good idea.
She accepted the water and aspirin Jack offered. Because we're on vacation. We're still young enough to pretend hangovers don't exist. He looked frustratingly unaffected by their night out. Come on, the rain's supposed to clear by noon. Let's get breakfast and hit some of the tourist spots. Emma smiled despite her headache. Jack's enthusiasm had always been contagious, even back in college when he'd convinced her to go on their first date, a spontaneous road trip to see a meteor shower that had ended with a flat tire and them sleeping in his car. Their marriage had weathered its share of storms, most recently the emotional roller coaster of failed fertility treatments, but his optimism had never wavered. After a hearty Irish breakfast at a nearby cafe, they spent the day as proper tourists, touring Trinity College to see the Book of Kells, visiting Dublin Castle, and wandering through St. Stephen's Green once the rain stopped. By late afternoon, Emma's hangover had receded, replaced by a pleasant exhaustion from walking the city. Back to the Temple Bar for dinner? They emerged from the National Museum. We barely tried their food yesterday. Emma hesitated, remembering Malcolm Burns' cold stare.
Are you sure? There were tons of other places.
True, but the music there was great. I want to try their Irish stew. Plus, he added with a wink, Siobhan might give us another free round. Unable to explain her reluctance without sounding paranoid, Emma agreed. They walked back to Temple Bar, took them along the river Liffey.
Liffey.
Let's check that one.
Liffey.
Unable to explain her reluctance without sounding paranoid, Emma agreed. The walk back to Temple Bar took them along the river Liffey, where street performers were setting up for the evening crowd, green decorations becoming more prominent as St. Patrick's Day approached. As they rounded the corner on the Temple Bar Street, Emma felt in her pocket for the lip balm and frowned.
Shoot, My necklace is gone.
Your tree pendant? The silver one from my mom?
Yeah,
Emma
I was
patted
wearing
her
it.
jacket.
I was wearing it yesterday. I must have lost it at one of the pubs.
Jack checked his own pockets, finding only their hotel card. It must have fallen off. Was it at the Temple Bar, do you think?
Maybe. We were there longest. I'd hate to lose it.
Well, let's check there first then. If it's not there, we'll try the other places tomorrow. When they arrived at 48 Temple Bar, the pub was even more crowded than the previous day. Late afternoon crowd already in full swing. Traditional music floated through the open door, along with the smell of hearty food and the hum of conversation. They squeezed through the throng toward the bar where, to Emma's relief, Siobhan was working again.
Welcome back. Same again today? Actually, I lost a necklace, a silver pendant with a tree design. Did anyone turn it in?
Something flickered across Siobhan's face.
As a matter of fact, yes.
She reached beneath the counter and pulled out a small wooden box.
Is this it?
The box contained Emma's pendant, the silver tree gleaming against the dark wood. But something was different. The chain was no longer broken but intact, and the tree itself seemed to have more detail, the tiny branches more defined.
That's it. Thank you so much. No problem. A gentleman found it, said he'd like to return it personally if you came back.
Jack raised an eyebrow. A gentleman? Did he leave his name?
Malcolm Byrne. He's one of our regulars, actually. That's him there, the silver-haired fellow in the suit.
Emma followed her gaze to find Malcolm watching them. His pale blue eyes immediately recognizable even from across the room. When their eyes met, he raised his glass slightly in acknowledgement.
He said the glass was broken, so he had it repaired. Said it was an unusual piece. Looked like a family heirloom.
It was a gift from my mother-in-law. Emma wore it at her wedding.
Well, you should think it properly. He's not as intimidating as he looks.
Emma hesitated, but Jack was already leading them through the crowd toward Malcolm's table. Mr. Byrne, we wanted to thank you for finding my wife's necklace. Malcolm stood, his movements graceful despite his evident age. Mr. and Mrs. Daniels, I presume. Please join me. He gestured to the empty chairs at his table and called me Malcolm. They sat, Emma still clutching the wooden box with her pendant.
Thank you for having it repaired. You really didn't have to do that.
It was my pleasure. Such a distinctive piece deserves proper care. May I? He held out his hand. After a moment's hesitation, Emma passed him the box. Malcolm lifted the pendant carefully by its chain, examining it in the pub's dim light. A rowan tree, known in Ireland as the traveler's tree. It was said to protect against enchantment. His pale blue eyes flickered to Emma's face. Family heirloom? Not exactly. My mother gave it to Emma on her wedding day. And your family has Irish roots? My grandmother...
My grandmother was Irish. From Cork, I think. I never met her.
Malcolm's eyebrows rose slightly. Indeed. What was her name, if you don't mind me asking?
Siobhan O'Donovan.
The pendant suddenly felt warm against Emma's skin as Malcolm's expression shifted from polite interest to intense focus. O'Donovan? From the western coast, perhaps? Emma frowned.
I'm not sure. My mother doesn't talk about her much.
An awkward silence fell, broken when a server appeared to take their order. Please allow me to buy your dinner, Malcolm said, as a proper Dublin welcome. Jack glanced at Emma, who nodded slightly. Why not? The man had gone out of his way to return her necklace. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. As they ordered food and drinks, Emma found herself relaxing. Malcolm proved to be a charming dinner companion, sharing stories of Dublin's history and recommending local sites off the typical tourist path. By the time they'd finished their meal, the initial strangeness of the encounter had faded. So what brings you to Dublin? Besides the obligatory St. Patrick's Day experience. Our 10-year anniversary, we wanted to do something special. Well, congratulations. A decade of marriage is certainly worth celebrating.
We've had our challenges.
Emma admitted, thinking of the fertility treatments and disappointments. As all worthwhile things do. But you're here now in Ireland in a rather auspicious time. St. Patrick's Day is auspicious. Huh? Malcolm's smile turned wry. Not exactly, though. The tourists certainly think so. He leaned forward slightly. But this year, St. Patrick's Day falls very near the spring equinox, far more significant date in the old Irish calendar.
The equinox?
Indeed, the time when day and night are perfectly balanced. Malcolm's voice dropped slightly, taking on a storyteller's cadence. In ancient Ireland, it was believed to be one of the times when the veil between worlds grew thin. What worlds? Jack asked, amusement in his tone suggesting he thought this was just a tourist folklore. Malcolm studied them both for a moment, then reached into his pocket and withdrew a small object, a coin or medallion that caught the light with an unusual green sheen. There are those of us who maintain the old traditions, he said, rolling the medallion between his fingers, who remember what most have forgotten. We call ourselves the Order of the Emerald Equinox.
Is that like a historical society?
Something like that. We preserve knowledge dating back to pre-Christian Ireland. He glanced around the crowded pub, then lowered his voice further. In fact, we're gathering tonight for the beginning of our equinox celebrations. I don't suppose you'd be interested in seeing something few tourists ever experience. Jack's eyes lit up with interest. What kind of celebration? Ceremony in chambers beneath this very building, followed by a small feast. Malcolm flipped the medallion into the air and called it. Temple Bar was built over a much older structure, sacred ground to those who came before. Emma felt a prickle of unease.
Is this something you offer to all the tourists?
Hardly. Invitations are selective. But there's something about you, too, that's intriguing. His gaze lingered on Emma's pendant. Jack squeezed Emma's hand under the table. She could read his expression perfectly. This sounds amazing, can we? Emma hesitated. On one hand, sounded like exactly the kind of tourist trap they'd promised to avoid. Pay money to see some authentic Irish ceremony that was probably invented last week. On the other hand, Malcolm didn't seem like a typical tout, and her curiosity was undeniably piqued.
What would this ceremony involve exactly?
Nothing alarming. Some traditions are observed, stories are shared, music played. You would simply be guest, observing, not participating. And the cost? Malcolm waved a dismissive hand. There is no charge. The order does not profit from sharing its traditions, though we do ask for discretion. Emma's pendant felt strangely warm against her skin as she considered the invitation. She couldn't shake the feeling that this was more significant than a simple tourist experience.
When does it start?
The gathering begins in about an hour downstairs. If you're interested, meet me at the bar at 9. Shaban will show you the way. Before they could respond, Malcolm stood, pocketing his medallion. Think about it. If you decide not to come, no offense will be taken. He bowed slightly. Either way, enjoy your evening and the rest of your stay in Dublin. As he walked away, Jack turned to Emma with excitement. We're going, right? How often you get invited to a secret ceremony under a Dublin pub?
You don't think it's weird? I mean, he's a complete stranger.
That's what travel's about, Emma. Meeting strangers, having those unexpected experiences. Besides, in a public place with other people around, what's the worst thing that could happen? Emma thought of Malcolm's intense gaze, of the medallion's strange gleam, of the way her pendant had warmed against her skin. But she also thought of Jack's enthusiasm, of how much they both needed this trip to be special after the disappointments of the past year.
Okay, but at the first sign of anything really weird, we're out of there.
Deal. Jack raised his glass to unexpected adventures. As the evening progressed and 9 o'clock approached, the pub grew even more crowded, the music louder. Emma found herself checking her watch, a mixture of excitement and apprehension building in her chest. At 5 minutes to 9, they made their way to the bar, where Siobhan was serving a group of rowdy tourists. When she spotted them, she nodded in recognition and held up one finger in a wait a moment gesture. After finishing with the other customers, she leaned across the bar.
Malcolm mentioned you might be joining us tonight.
Is that still okay?
Of course. That's a beautiful piece. I didn't notice it yesterday. Thanks. Malcolm found it for me. I dropped it.
Siobhan's expression was unreadable.
Did he now? Interesting. Wait here a moment.
She disappeared through a door behind the bar, returning moments later with Malcolm. He changed into a more formal suit with a dark green tie, was now wearing the medallion Emma had seen earlier on a chain around his neck. You decided to join us. Excellent, we're about to begin. And how does this work? Is there a back entrance or... Malcolm exchanged a glance with Siobhan, who nodded almost imperceptibly. Actually, the entrance is behind the bar. Follow me. Pete led them around to a small service door at the end of the bar, unnoticed by the other patrons who were focused on their drinks and conversation. Beyond it was a narrow corridor leading past storerooms and a small office. At the end of the corridor was another door, this one heavy and wooden, with an unusual symbol carved into it, something like an intertwined tree and Celtic knot. As they approached, Emma could have sworn the symbol glowed faintly green, though when she blinked, it was just carved wood again. This is the original entrance. Few know it exists. As he unlocked the door, it swung inward with surprising silence, revealing a stone staircase descending into soft greenish light. A cool draft carried scents of earth and herbs and something Emma couldn't identify. Malcolm turned to them, his expression suddenly serious. Before we proceed, I should mention that what you're about to see is kept hidden for a reason. We ask that you respect our traditions and our privacy. Of course, Jack agreed readily. And I must ask, do either of you have any heart conditions or serious medical issues? The chambers below can be disorienting for some. They both shook their heads. Excellent. Malcolm stepped aside, gesturing to the staircase. Then, please follow me and watch your step. These stairs are quite old. As they descended, Emma felt her pendant grow warmer still, and heard whispers of conversation from below. She gripped Jack's hand tightly, excitement and nervousness mingling in her chest. Ready for our unexpected adventure? Jack whispered, squeezing her hand. Emma nodded, though she couldn't shake the feeling that they were crossing a threshold in more ways than one, stepping not just into a hidden chamber, but into something far deeper and more mysterious than they could possibly imagine. The heavy door swung shut behind them with a dull thud, cutting off the familiar sounds of the pub above. Ahead lay a passage that looked far older than the building itself, stone walls glistening with moisture, the air thick with history and secrets. Emma gripped Jack's hand tighter as they descended into the unknown, into the darkness, wondering what they'd gotten themselves into, and why, despite her misgivings, she felt a strange sense of inevitability as she were walking a path that had been waiting for her all along. The heavy door shut behind them with a dull thud, cutting off the familiar sounds of the pub above. Emma gripped Jack's hand tighter as they descended into the darkness, walking a path that had been waiting for her all along. Chapter 2. Did you catch that, Izzy?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know how I did that.
No.
Good evening, Weston. Everybody
Okay.
enjoying the story? Just a fun little story. Something.
Good night, Jody.
Oh, you know what I feel like? Every time I take a break, I need to go get on an inversion table for 5 minutes. Stretch my spine back out. Ugh. I get locked in the position, man. I can't relax. Ugh. Yeah, that's flowing really good, is he?
Thank you. And Meats, I've got a lot of lines coming up. Don't judge me too harshly.
Shit, I didn't even know how to say the name Shaban. I thought it was Siaban or something.
You don't know how to say peaked either. Piqued is peaked. Piqued their interest.
I thought it was pick your interest. Isn't it picked?
No, peaked.
Peaked. Well, we'll just have to clone my voice so when we need to fix things.
That's right.
I mean, we have that technology now, you know. I'm sure, like, Meep's probably been messing with some of that, like, you know.
Oh my God, Donna said.
Very good composer.
Donna said boobies are older, more mature. The B has chilled out and settled into a V.
I don't know if it's a B or a V. Siobhan or Siobhan? Hell if I know.
She's talking about boobies, not the name. Yeah, Weston, I know. You'll learn all about here.
What was that commercial they used to have with they cut the edge of the soap off with the leprechaun?
Irish Spring.
We grew up watching that shit.
Well, Lucky Charms, they're magically delicious. I almost said Irish Spring, it's magically delicious.
You ought to see if you can find that commercial on YouTube and play it.
Oh my God.
That'd be funny. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't push it. You know, we're kind of able to use these live cams like this as backdrops.
Yeah.
Well, you can always see where the officers are with those yellow jackets. You know.
Yeah, the caution jackets. Like, don't run me over. Don't push me down. I'm a cop.
Man, they got their work cut out for them on this day. I mean, probably 99 out of 100 people's happy as can be, but it's that one guy or woman that can't handle her booze, you know?
Like the one I seen
want to fight everybody.
like the one I seen being let out by Zerlobe.
I mean, I can't imagine all the Irish bar fights through the centuries either. You know, some of them were probably pretty damn brutal out in the streets. But otherwise, I mean, you know, you got to know if you can drink or not.
You're not a troublemaker, Weston. Oh, you were answering a question. Blame it on Weston. Come on, Donna. I already know you, girl. Thank you, Missy. It's a fun story.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all might get mad at me the way I ended it, but
I did.
it's just the way it is.
But it leads to a part 2, if you so desire.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, it's
Donna.
never really too hard to write a sequel to any story because really in fiction, you can bring people back from the dead, you know?
Donna said, that would be Lucky Charms that is magically delicious unless you were a badass, foul-mouthed little kid who was always getting their mouth washed out with soap. That's a good one.
I didn't always get it washed out, but I did a few times.
I used to take Dawn dishwashing liquid and put some on my fingertips and tell them to stick their tongue out and smack their tongue with it. It stung. Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, Jenica. Hate to see you go, but it is your bedtime. She's takes her medicine. She's probably passed out on the keyboard.
It's not exactly early.
Well, here it's almost 12. That means that right now, in Dublin, it should be like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
on Tuesday morning.
You show them what it looks like with nobody there.
Going to live. There it is. Look at all the trash they left behind.
They're about to get it buffed out like
Look,
they do in New
no.
Orleans.
Look down there. See the truck? He's gonna come through and get all of that. Remember, I was watching it. Oh, look
Yeah.
at the white dove. It's a pigeon, but we'll call it a white dove. But it was a pigeon. We love you, Donna. You calmed yourself some, Donna. I will give you that. Can we check out Key West for a minute? It's up to the boss, man.
We're about to read here in a second.
Yeah, we got the last chapter in it.
It's the second to the last. Last chapter is not very long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Looks like they're slow dancing down there, which they probably are. They are slow dancing. They must be dancing to this song I'm playing. Imagine that. That's darkness fell upon them like crash, boom, bang. We're gonna move over here to this. When it's daylight, dudes. Where did it go? Where does it go from here now that all of the children have grown up? I don't know what happened to him. Look, that's where watch when they bring that van through here. That's crazy. Through all these people.
Mm.
It's like a ambulance, but they're going to mow down a bunch of people in the process. Donna jumped down onto the street and around the corner. Okay.
Get hydrated here.
You didn't say ah. There you go. That makes Janica's day. You know that, right?
What is
And
that?
she just says that people should always say after they drink something, and she gets a little bit upset that I don't. I don't do it. I don't know why.
Donna jumped down on the street and then around the corner.
Yeah, to get to the Key West thing.
Golly. Damn meat.
Well, there goes the hopes of seeing any boobies tonight. Key West girls might be flashing for beads or bikini top mishap. It is warm down there, and you're a female, Donna.
I'm about Mardi Gras out.
Yeah, exactly.
Did a whole week nonstop in Mardi Gras. I couldn't wait for it to do this one and get off something new. Chapter 3 is called Beneath the Surface.
That's where the gathering is.
So yeah, the staircase spiraled downward, each step worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. Emma counted 42 steps before they reached a small landing illuminated by what looked like gas lamps, though the green flame inside them flickered without smoke. Jack said, he whispered, "This can't be part of the original building. We must be well below the street level now." Siobhan, several steps ahead, glanced back.
The pub was built over this, not the other way around.
Her voice echoed slightly in the confined space.
These passages predate Temple Bar by at least 1,000 years.
Emma ran her fingers alongside the stone wall. Felt unnaturally warm.
That's impossible. Dublin's medieval, not ancient. The city you know? Yes. But this place has been sacred ground since before the Celts arrived.
She pointed the symbols carved into the stone archway ahead of them, intricate spirals and knots similar to the one on the door upstairs, more elaborate.
These are older than written language in Ireland.
Jack leaned in to examine them, his academic curiosity overpowering any apprehension. These don't look like standard Celtic knotwork.
Because they're not Celtic.
It's a new voice coming from the shadows beyond the archway. A tall woman with striking silver white hair stepped into the light. Despite her apparent age, Emma guessed mid-60s, she moved with fluid grace. She wore an emerald green dress similar to Siobhan's, with intricate gold embroidery at the collar and sleeves.
I am Fiona Kearney, keeper of rituals for the order. Malcolm informed me you'd be joining us. Americans, yes. Here for the festivities.
The pause before the last word suggested her disdain for the commercial version of St. Patrick's Day.
We're on vacation. Your colleague invited us to see some kind of ceremony.
Fiona's gaze lingered on Emma's copper hair, then shifted to her green eyes. Something like recognition flickered across her face. Same expression Siobhan had shown upstairs.
Of course he did. The timing is remarkable.
What timing? Fiona ignored the question.
Follow me. The preparations are nearly complete.
She led them through the archway into a circular antechamber. The walls were lined with alcoves containing artifacts that seemed wildly out of place. Ancient-looking stone tablets beside Victorian scientific instruments. leather-bound books next to modern computer equipment.
Your coats?
Siobhan gestured to a wooden rack where several expensive overcoats already hung. As Jack helped Emma out of her jacket, his hand brushed against a pendant she wore. A small silver tree his mother had given her on their wedding day. The metal suddenly felt hot against her skin.
Ah, you brought a talisman. May I see it?
Before Emma could respond, Fiona stepped closer and lifted the pendant with her fingertips, examining it closely.
A rowan tree. Protection against enchantment. A fortunate choice. It was a gift from my mother-in-law. I thought it was her mom, but anyway. Interesting. And does she have the sight?
The what?
Never mind. Before we proceed, I must ask if either of you has any Irish ancestry.
My family's mostly German and English.
My grandmother was from Cork, but I never met her. She died before I was born.
Fiona and Siobhan exchanged a meaningful glance.
What was her name? Siobhan O'Donovan. Same as her, actually. That's why I noticed her name tag yesterday.
The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees. Siobhan's face paled.
O'Donovan? From the western coast of Cork, perhaps? Near Glendor? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. My mom might know. Why?
Instead of answering, Fiona turned to Siobhan.
Found Malcolm immediately.
Siobhan hurried from the room, leaving Emma and Jack alone with the unsettling Fiona, who now studied Emma with undisguised interest. Is everything okay? We can leave if this is a problem.
Leave?
Fiona's thin lips curved in a smile that didn't reach her eyes.
No, Mr. Daniels. That option, I'm afraid, no longer exists. Not after what you've seen. But don't worry. If your wife, who I suspect she may be, this evening will be transformative for you both.
Emma's unease crystallized into alarm.
What does that mean? We're just tourists. We don't have anything to do with whatever this is. My dear, no one finds their way to the chambers beneath the temple bar by accident, especially not in the days before the equinox.
She gestured to a large stone door at the far side of the room, covered in the same symbols as the archway.
The order has waited generations for the bloodline to return.
Jack stepped between them, protective. Okay, this is getting weird. I think we'll be leaving, actually. He took Emma's hand and turned toward the staircase, but the archway they'd come through was now blocked by 3 men in dark suits, Malcolm Byrne at their center. Fiona, you're frightening our guests. He turned to Emma and Jack with an apologetic smile. Please forgive the dramatic atmosphere. The older members of our order take our traditions very seriously.
What did she mean about bloodlines?
Malcolm shot Fiona a warning look before addressing Emma. Just as old superstition, the O'Donovan family once had connections to our order centuries ago. Fiona believes in certain prophecies. Prophecies, right? It's folklore. Nothing more. Now, would you like to see the heart of our celebration? Or would you prefer to return upstairs? Emma knew they should leave. Everything about this situation screamed danger. But looking at the blocked exit, she wasn't sure that was an option anymore. Beneath her fear, a small, inexplicable part of her wanted to see what lay beyond that stone door.
We'll stay, but just to observe.
Excellent. The ceremony begins at full moonrise, about 20 minutes from now. He gestured toward a small alcove. We've prepared appropriate attire if you'd care to change. Change? Nothing elaborate, just robes similar to what our members wear for the full experience. Emma exchanged glances with Jack, gave a slight shrug that said, might as well play along and figure out what's happening.
Fine.
Shaban led them to opposite sides of the antechamber, where changing areas had been curtained off. Inside Emma's was a simple dark green robe made of heavy silk, alongside a basin of water with rose petals floating in it and a small towel.
Wash your hands and face before putting on the robe. It's tradition.
Once alone, Emma debated making a run for it. Something told her that trying to escape might provoke a worse reaction than playing along, at least for now. She quickly texted their location to her sister back in Boston, just in case, but the message showed no service.
Hey,
Of
Nathan.
course, we're underground. She washed her hands and face as instructed, surprised by the water's unusual sweetness. Smelled of herbs and honey. A robe, when she slipped it on over her clothes, was unexpectedly comfortable, silk heavy but not hot. When she emerged, Jack was already waiting, looking both ridiculous and strangely dignified in his matching robe. Still want to stay?
I don't think we have much choice, but I want to know what this is all about. My grandmother.
Before she could finish, a deep, resonant note filled the chamber. A bell or gong from somewhere beyond the stone door. The sound vibrated through Emma's chest, making her pendant warm again. The stone door began to move, sliding sideways into the wall with a groan of ancient mechanisms. Beyond it lay a vast circular chamber, at least 50 feet across, its dome ceiling lost in shadows. The walls were covered in the same symbols they'd seen throughout the underground complex, but here they gleamed as if freshly carved. The floor featured an intricate mosaic depicting a massive tree, its roots and branches forming an endless knot. Around the perimeter stood about 30 people in robes of varying shades of green, their faces partially shadowed by hoods. At the center of the room was a raised stone dais upon which sat a large silver bowl beside a small tree growing impossibly from the bare stone. A rowan tree, Emma realized, identical to the one on her pendant. Malcolm and Fiona took positions on either side of the die, while Saban gestured for Emma and Jack to stand in a place that had been left open in the circle. Welcome to the heart of the grove. For 7 centuries, the Order of Emerald Equinoxes gathered here to renew the ancient pact. Fiona stepped forward. Tonight
we begin rites of renewal, the culminant with the equinox. And tonight, we are honored by the presence of blood returned to us.
Hang on, I got lost.
A murmur.
I know I had to view entire message on my phone and I had to go back to the top.
Thank you, Woody.
Yeah, say hey to everybody. Woody Pop.
Weston.
I got lost, y'all.
In Nathan's here. NDT, I believe.
Hey, Nathan.
Vegas Paranormal.
Vegas.
Like.
Yeah, Vegas got her own emoji.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll stay. Nothing elaborate. Image change. Fine. Shit. Let them know.
Go up to the welcome to the heart of the grove, and then down to a murmur.
I got it. A murmur ran through the assembled members. Jack shifted closer to Emma, his body tense.
Hey,
What
Crafty.
now?
Just
What now?
watch. What now? Just watch and be ready to run.
Malcolm raised his hands and the whisper ceased. Let us begin. He lifted a silver knife from beside the bowl, its blade catching the greenish light. First, offering of intent. Emma's heart raced as Malcolm drew the blade across his own palm, allowing several drops of blood to fall into the silver bowl. Fiona did the same, followed by several other members who approached the die one by one. Yeah, we're definitely leaving. Jack turned to the door only to find it had slightly closed beside them. Malcolm looked up, his pale eyes finding Emma in the circle. And now we invite our guest of honor to make her offering. The blood that was lost returned. Every face turned toward Emma. The room fell completely silent.
Me? I'm not cutting myself for some weird ritual.
Fiona stepped down from the die and approached her, the silver knife extended hand first. It's barely a
scratch. It is barely a scratch, child, but it must be freely given. And if I refuse, then we cannot protect you from what comes.
Protect us from what? Malcolm joined them, his charm replaced by grave seriousness. From those who hunt the bloodlines of power, they've seen your arrival in Dublin just as we did. They will come for you, whether you acknowledge your heritage or not.
This is insane. We're leaving now.
I'm afraid not. Emma whirled to find another robed figure blocking their path. This one's robe was black, not green, and the face beneath the hood was horribly familiar. It was her own face, exactly in every detail except the eyes, which glowed an unnatural amber.
Hello, Emma.
Her doppelganger.
I've been waiting a very long time to meet you.
Jack's hand found hers, squeezing tight. Em, what the hell's happening?
I don't know. But I think we're in serious trouble.
Malcolm stepped between them and the doppelganger, his posture defensive. "The Morrigan," he said, his voice tight with controlled fear. "You're early."
Am I?
Creature wearing it.
Okay,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The creature wearing Emma's face tilted its head.
Or perhaps I'm right on time.
Its gaze shifted to Emma.
Tell me, little shadow, do you know what you are? What power runs in your veins?
Emma couldn't speak. Her throat constricted with terror. "Leave her alone. Whatever game this is, we're not playing." The doppelganger laughed. Sound like breaking glass.
Oh, but you've been playing since you booked your tickets to Dublin, Jack Daniels. This question is, do you know the stakes?
It turned to address the assembled order members.
Your rituals are meaningless. The old covenant is broken. The balance shifts.
Its amber eyes returned to Emma.
And she is mine.
The air in the chamber grew heavy, charged with electricity. Emma's pendant burned against her skin. Fiona raised her hands, and the other order members did the same. As one, they began to chant in a language Emma didn't recognize, but eerily found she could understand.
Field of light, circle of stone, guard the blood that is your own. By root and branch, by bloom and bough, we claim protection here and now.
The doppelganger hissed in a rage as a green glow emanated from the symbols on the walls, forming a barrier between it and Emma. It reached out only to recoil as if burned when its hand touched the light. "This isn't over. The equinox comes, the gates will open, and your pathetic order won't be able to stop what follows." It fixed its amber gaze on Emma one last time. We will meet again, shadow self.
That was all myself.
Oh my God, what did we just do there?
You were reading my part again.
Uh.
I need to start outlining yours. This is
Mama
isn't
Jojo.
over.
Mama Jojo.
This isn't over. The equinox comes. The gates will open, and your pathetic order will be able to stop what won't be able to stop what follows. We will meet again, Shadow Self, and you will surrender what is mine.
With a sound like a thunderclap, the creature vanished, leaving only a scorch mark on the stone floor. For several heartbeats, no one moved. Then Jack broke the silence. What? What the hell was that all about? Malcolm turned to them, his face grave. That, Mr. Daniels, was why you can't leave. He looked at Emma. Why your wife must make her offering, not to us, but for her own protection.
Protection from what? That thing looked like me. The Morgan. A being from the other world. A hunter of bloodlines, and it seems, my dear, that you are its current prey.
Emma felt lightheaded, chambers spinning around her. This couldn't be real. And yet, she'd seen her own face on that creature, felt the malice radiating from it.
Why me?
Because of who your grandmother was, one of the last true keepers of the old magic. She fled Ireland to protect her children from the Morrigan's hunt, and now, with your return, the hunt has resumed. Jack put his arm around Emma's shoulders, steadying her. This is crazy. Perhaps, but you saw it with your own eyes, just as we did. Emma stared at the scorch mark where her doppelganger had stood.
If what you're saying is true, what happens now?
Fiona offered the silver knife again.
Now you choose, Emma O'Donovan Daniels. Accept your heritage and our protection, or take your chances alone.
Emma looked at Jack, who nodded slightly. Your call, I'm with you either way. With trembling fingers, she took the knife.
What do I do? Just a small cut, and 3 drops in the bowl.
Emma drew the blade across her palm, wincing at the sharp sting. As her blood dripped into the silver bowl, the little rowan tree on the dye shuddered, its branches extending visibly. A single white flower bloomed at the tip of one branch. A collective gasp went up from the order members.
What? What does that mean?
Malcolm and Fiona exchanged looks of astonishment. It means that you are not merely of the bloodline, you are the chosen. Chosen for what?
To renew the covenant. To face Morrigan at the equinox, and to decide the fate of both worlds.
Emma stared at her bloody palm, then at the impossible flower blooming on the rowan tree. She thought of her grandmother, a woman she never met, but whose blood, whose legacy, now seemed to be dragging her into something ancient and terrifying.
I didn't ask for this. No one ever does. But here we are.
Jack's arm tightened around her shoulders. We'll figure this out, Em, together. Emma looked up at him, drawing strength from his steady presence. Then she turned to Malcolm.
I want to know everything. About my grandmother. About this order. About the Morrigan. And about what happens at the equinox.
Malcolm nodded gravely. And so you shall, but first... He gestured to the rowan tree, where the single white flower had been joined by a second, and then a third. We must prepare you. The Morrigan will return, and next time our barriers may not hold. As if in response to his words, a low rumble shook the chamber, dust silting down from the shadowed ceiling. The scorch mark where the doppelganger had stood began to smoke.
begins.
And deep beneath the streets of Dublin, as tourists celebrated in the pubs above, Emma Daniels faced the first tremors of a battle that had been waiting for her since before she was born. A battle she now had less than 4 days to prepare for. Chapter 3. Let's just go ahead and finish it up.
No.
Go right into chapter 4. Come on, give me a good scream. No.
Oh, was she screaming? Okay. No.
Emma bolted upright in bed, her heart hammered in her chest, her nightgown damp with sweat. The hotel room was dark except for the faint glow of street lights filtering through the curtains. Em. Jack's sleepy voice came from beside her. He sat up, fumbling for the bedside lamp. What's wrong? The sudden light made Emma blink. She was in her hotel room in Dublin. Just a normal hotel room with its generic artwork and neatly made twin beds. Her breathing gradually slowed as reality reasserted itself.
I had the most incredible nightmare. We went to Temple Bar, and there was this secret society underneath, and it was so real.
Jack put his arm around her shoulders. That's what we get for having Irish whiskey right before bed. It's almost 8 anyway. You want to get up and start the day? Emma nodded.
Yeah, let's get breakfast.
An hour later, showered and dressed, they strolled along the River Liffey. Dublin sparkled in the spring sunshine, the city bustling with tourists and locals preparing for the upcoming St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Green decorations adorned every storefront, and street performers were already setting up for the day. So what's this nightmare about? You seem really freaked out. Emma frowned, trying to recall.
Something about the Temple Bar and my grandmother. It's mostly gone now, but it was so intense. I haven't had a dream like that vivid in years.
Maybe it was the ghost of your Irish ancestors, calling you home to the old country.
Stop
The
it.
laugh elbowed him playfully.
Stop it. My grandmother was from Cork. That's all. Nothing mystical about it.
They spent the entire day exploring the city, touring Trinity College, visiting Dublin Castle, and wandering through St. Stephen's Green. By late afternoon, Emma's nightmare had been completely overshadowed by the pleasant reality of their vacation. Fancy a pint? Temple Bar's right around the corner. Emma hesitated for just a moment, a fleeting sense of unease washing over her. But it was just a dream, she reminded herself.
Sure, why not? When in Dublin, right?
The famous pub at 48 Temple Bar was exactly as Emma had imagined it from all the photos they'd studied before their trip. The crimson exterior, hanging flower baskets, the boisterous atmosphere inside. The place was packed with tourists and locals alike, traditional music floating through the air alongside with laughter and conversation. They squeezed their way to the bar, where a middle-aged bartender with silver streaked black hair pulled into a bun was serving customers with practiced efficiency.
What'll it be?
2 Guinnesses, please. As the bartender poured their drinks, Emma glanced around the pub, taking in the dark wood paneling, the memorabilia covering nearly every inch of wall space, and the long, polished bar that had served patrons for centuries. It was exactly what a Dublin pub should be. Warm, authentic, steeped in history, but very much alive.
First time in Dublin? That obvious, huh?
The bartender, Emma noticed her name tag read Mary. Winked just a bit. Here for Patty's Day, I assume. Wait a minute. The bartender, Emma noticed her name tag read Mary.
Just a bit. Here for Patty's Day, I assume.
It's our second honeymoon, 10 years married this month.
Congratulations. First round's on the house. Then, for good luck. First round's on the house then. For good luck. There you
As
go.
they found a small table near the window, Emma felt the last wisp of her nightmare dissolve completely. This was the real Temple Bar, not some mysterious front for an ancient secret society, but a vibrant pub filled with real people enjoying life. To us, Jack said, raising his glass, and to 10 more years of adventures together.
To us. And to being back in the real world.
As opposed to... Emma laughed, taking a sip of her Guinness.
I don't have anything else.
Oh, okay.
Take it away.
You don't have any more else?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Let's end it with me saying that.
Emma laughed, taking a sip of her Guinness. Nothing, just some from that dream. She glanced around the pub once more. As the musicians setting up in the corner, as tourists taking photos, as the locals greeting each other with easy familiarity. This is perfect, just what I hoped our trip would be. Outside, the sun was setting over Dublin, casting a golden glow over the city. Through the window, Emma could see people strolling along the cobblestone streets, enjoying the mild spring evening. St. Patrick's Day was still 3 days away, but the festive atmosphere was already building. As she turned back to Jack, her gaze caught on something behind the bar, a door with what looked like a faint carving on it, some kind of symbol. For a heartbeat, her dream flashed through her mind again. The spiral staircase, the green light, her own face with amber eyes. Then Mary moved in front of the door, and it was just a normal service entrance again. Are you okay? Emma smiled, reached across the table to take his hand. Never better. I'm just happy to be here with you. And she was. Whatever strange paths her dreaming mind had traveled, the waking world with its simple pleasures and the man she loved was exactly where she wanted to be. And the musicians began to play and the pub filled with music. Emma let herself be carried away by the moment, the nightmare completely forgotten. After all, it was just a dream. Nothing but a dream. The end.
Sorry.
Yep. All right. Ooh, I need to stand up for a minute. Oh.
When I told you I didn't like the ending, that was why. It just ended. It was just ended on my sheet, though.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Meep. So, Meep and Donna have been carrying on a full-blown conversation in the chat.
Okay.
He's in the hallway, y'all. Leave him alone. Fever Dreams in here. How are you, Fever?
Hey, Fever.
Fever. Fever in the morning, fever at night. Donna lives in a state of confusion.
Very good. Very good. You did great.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Nobody.
Goddamn time, Mr. Nobody. You're at the end, dude. Thank you for being here for me. We're showing up and showing out, dear. I'm just playing. What is going on your...
What is it? What's
Is it raining there? I'm looking at yours live stream. Looked like it was raining. Look how clean it is now. They need you to come to my house for real. Oh, it's okay. Oh, Mr. Nobody up. See, you go live at the same time that Scully does on these nights. I'll have to go back and look at it. Did you miss me? He's like, the chat room was quiet.
That was
weren't
a
in there
pretty
running your mouth.
intense production there. It went pretty smooth.
Yeah.
You know? Not bad.
I still think it'd be pretty cool if we practiced beforehand. We never practice these beforehand, y'all. Can you post Mr. Nobody's channel URL? Only if Scully says so. He's the boss.
I don't mind. Go ahead.
Okay. During a live stream, if you're posting other links, external links of other creators,
Yeah.
people
There's not
tend
that
to
many
click up.
people in here. Just y'all
I know that. I'm explaining to the chat why we don't do that here.
Yeah.
They click off of the live to check out the links, and they don't come back. Sometimes they don't come back. There you go, Meep. Mr. Nobody's working on supposedly working on a Spider-Man tune for me for my Spider-Cat. Spider-Cat. Yup.
Yeah, good job, man.
Thank you.
It went pretty well. Got some good replay value there.
And this is Meep's link, Mr. Nobody. Oh, so can I, Meep. I was a mod for 22 channels, and at least 7 of them went live at a time, and I was a mod in every one of them with every chat box popped out. But those days are gone. I'm just me.
Yep. So that's what it looks like when the party's over.
Yep.
There's a trap door over on that sidewalk where they drop those kegs in. They were putting them in this morning. You might be able to find that, actually.
It's yours, not mine.
Oh, really? Let me see something. No, I ain't gonna go back that far.
They'll start doing it in the morning. What time is it there? 6:30. They should start, unless they got hangovers. I wonder if the day after St. Patty's Day is a holiday for them.
Shit.
Oh God, what happened? You okay?
Dropped something. So just if something heavy fell.
Oh.
Probably scared the dickens out of everybody.
That's okay. I got 2 ears for a reason.
I had to stand up, man. Sitting too long.
Another great production, Mr. Scully Pop.
I did funny Irish songs. It's such like positive energy, the music, the whole thing,
Yeah.
That time of year, everybody can just let loose like they do from Mardi Gras. I bet you got festivals and things all over the world all the time going on,
Yep.
Imagine if you did that for a living, like you traveled around and, boy, you'd be caught up in the fast pace there. What you mean, Joan? I'll be on again tonight, or should you watch a replay of another video? I don't know. I got a whole bunch of them, I've been on here 6 years now, so I got, I don't know how many stories I've read.
He's helping you with your watch hours.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate when people that tell you that they're going to do it, so you can kind of keep up, with like who helps and who don't, or who doesn't, whatever.
Joan. This is the Emerald playlist. If you want to run through that. If you already have, I got the other one. But they're pretty much, he's got a pretty awesome channel that he's got everything meticulously.
Check out Joan's journals and all her stuff, man. It's really cool. Very artistic. I love the format of that kind of stuff, you know.
Of course you do.
I'm always big in supporting artists. Be it a crafter or crocheter, you know, journals, music, whatever. Food is even an art form, you know, sometimes.
Joan's link. I know it would be cool, Mr. Nobody, but it's really difficult. It's hard on creators when that happens. Like open a side window or something. Yeah, something.
Well, when I click a link like to a YouTube channel,
right click.
No, I just click on it and it takes me to a page behind this window, you know.
It depends on the
like I can click Jones right now and I get taken to her channel.
I know, me too, but
my stream is still running on top of it.
It depends on your like if you have
and what you do
Chrome
is you just you know,
device. Thank you, Mr. Nobody. Or Chrome or Firefox or Opera. It depends on how they display their web pages.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's
What are you
true.
talking about, Donna? Some people dance around or chase tigers home. I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah, so what now?
I don't know. You want me to leave?
No, I'm like trying to figure out what we're gonna do next.
Oh, you're talking about in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I got some things I definitely got on the list, but maybe I should try to like do some stuff that I've got to catch up with, like with things, you know.
Well, whatever you need me to do, just send it to me, and you know it'll get done. No matter what you do.
That one thing I promised somebody a long time ago to create a Stegosaurus video for her daughter. So I might try to write the story for something like that and then get you to animate it.
Alright.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd definitely be a PG version of whatever we normally do around here, but I did promise somebody a while back to do that, you know. I had to stand up and stretch, man.
Yeah, we could hear you doing everything you was doing.
Sitting there, like sitting in this chair, I get so stoved up. Lawless
in a world.
Lawless. Hey, buddy.
Boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka laka, boom. He likes it when I laugh in my lawless laugh. He says you're a little too evil for me. That's okay. That was a rated R laugh. It goes with my my scary.
Yeah.
I tried to scream during that. I really did. Scared myself. And fevers in here. You give me fever.
Fever tingles. Well, damn, we've been going 2.5 hours. Let's go ahead and shut her down.
Yes, sir.
I need a break. Y'all have
You
a good
do.
evening. Thank you for coming. And we'll see you on the other side with another wonderful production soon. Definitely need to get a roll call in before too long.
All right.
Thank you, Izzy, for everything.
You're welcome. And good night, guys. Yes.